Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I am excited to be continuing with my reactions to Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Currently, we are on Season 2, Episode 2B, Goyles, which from what I understand is gonna be an episode focusing on Baron Draxum's Gargoyles, which I think it should be fun because those two are two really fun characters that we have not gotten nearly enough of, if I gotta be honest. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of fun this episode. Their constant banter and jokes and personality is always so fun. And I assume we're also probably gonna see Baron Draxum in there and follow up on what happened to him after the events of, was it the premiere? I'm not exactly sure because the final two episodes of Season 1 and the first episode of Season 2 kind of blur together for me a little bit, so there's that. But I think it's gonna be a really fun episode and I honestly just want to get into it. But before I do, as usual, I do want to remind you that I would really appreciate it if you guys could help me out with my transition by donating to my Patreon or Coffee account, because for those of you who didn't know, I am trans. And by doing so, you can also get access to the full-length version of this reaction and all of the reactions that I do on the channel, which includes cartoons, short live-action TV series, long live-action TV series, and movie full-length reactions. Alternatively, you can also just stick with the YouTube version and simply like the video, but it is appreciated if you do make the extra step of supporting me. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's just get into the reaction to Season 2, Episode 2B, Goyles, in 3, 2, 1.
If you look at our resume, you'll find that we are more than qualified for this job. And we split a salary.
Wait, they're looking for somebody else to work for?
Look, mateys, the truth is you misread the sign. I'm not looking for help. I'm looking for lunch.
Oh, we love lunch.
You're the lunch, idiots.
Oh, man, I'm seeing my whole life flash before me. Oh, yeah? Which part specifically?
The day we got hired by Baron Draxum.
Remember that? Oh, do I?
Are we gonna flash back to that?
Waving is on. Push it with your arms, Moonin. Get swole. Dig, dig. Push it, push it, push it.
There's something just so fun about these two ways. It's because they're so chibi, but they are also so, like, jokey. They're so entertaining.
Oh man, Hugin, we're never gonna get out of this stupid gargoyle boot camp.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not
Oh yeah, they're actually like gargoyles.
positive.
You know, this makes me think about that really cool cartoon, Gargoyles.
Finally.
I've thought about reacting to it, and we'll do so at some point, but I'm not sure when. Comment down below if you want to see it sooner rather than later.
And perform awesome missions for an awesome warrior alchemist. And the
Alchemist?
two most awesome recruits.
Wait, he's an alchemist? What?
Super smart. Sarge will be stoked.
Dude, I love that path. It looks like the back, like the skeleton back of something. That's really creepy and really cool.
Hi, we're here from Goyles of Fortune with your whoa.
He does look badass.
Perch on those shoulders all day.
You're my Goyles of Fortune? I expected something a little more beefcakey.
Oh, trust
Wait,
us.
is that
We
not
beef
John
the best
Cena
cake.
anymore?
Let's see if you have that famous gargoyle wood splitting ability.
That doesn't sound like John Cena anymore.
Not bad. You are tough. That looked like it.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time John Cena played a really cool villain, only for them to get replaced later on, I would have 2 nickels. Which is not a lot, but it's weird that it has happened twice.
My laboratory. These exotic
If you don't know what the
creatures
second one is, it's Hunter Kane from Generator Rex. He also plays him in his first appearance, and never again.
They're my prime subjects. These rare surface creatures will one day become great warriors.
Is that the Turtles?
Them with the right DNA. Anyway, your first task. Put this bridle on my new pony.
Dude, this is cake. We get to live in dog bed heaven and all we have to do is bridle a sweet little pony.
Whoa! That looks honestly really sick for a pony.
All done, boss. Ooh, boy, that
Why does he
voice
have a
sounds right,
skeleton
huh?
dog?
Adequate work.
Oh, well, now that that's done, we are going to take a little cat nap on the dog bed.
Dog beds are for permanent employees, which you are not, until you complete your next task. The mighty Blue Jitsu. With his DNA, I could create warriors.
Okay, so the turtles are literally biologically connected to him. Whoa, look at that art style though.
That's where you
So they do have Lujitsu's blood in them. Was it established that they have his blood? Like, I know that they learned that he's their dad and then learned that Splinter is Lujitsu, but
You're not thinking of the big
I don't know if it was established that they actually had his blood.
But how are we gonna sneak into the battle nexus?
You're tiny, I think you'll figure it out.
Scrubs, your new champion is here. The Golden Goyle Walnut.
I heard you bro Goyles is pretty tough. Hoo-wee, that's impressive. Champion's Row is to the left.
Hey, they actually made it in.
Do you really think we can handle the most ferocious champion in the history of the battle nexus?
No.
You don't really have a choice.
No chance. We just have to make him think we can. We gotta go full alpha bro. Yeah, fire
Never go full alpha, bro. That shit is for dumb people.
with us, bro.
If Big Mama sent you, I have not changed my mind. No more fighting. I have sworn off.
Is this the first time we're actually hearing his voice coming off of from that face?
Forgive you, little friend. Whoa, that
He sounds really badass like that, I gotta say.
Our boss just wants to use you in weird, unsafe experiments.
As long as they don't have to fight. Oh.
And these guys are actually doing really well in that regard.
Be on my shoulders first thing in the morning. Oh, and enjoy your first night in your dog bed.
Bow stinking wow.
Man, they actually did their job.
I will call you Green. And you, Green number 2. Oh, how can I tell you turtles apart? Ah, the great.
I don't know, maybe by their shells, for example.
Legendary.
Huh.
Did it, old chum. We sure did, old bean.
Hell yeah. They're such likable little Goyles. You know?
Fascinating creatures. Built for survival and defense, yet they are too slow to be effective fighters. Until now, when I use your DNA to mutate them. Wait! Stop! I will not let you turn these innocent creatures into violent monsters!
Who said anything about violent monsters?
What have you
Aww. Man, at this point I've seen the turtles like creation like, what, 4 times? It's always honestly pretty fun seeing it, and they always look so cute. Man, it's so much cooler watching Splinter fighting as a human, I'm sorry. I'm not really a big fan of his tiny ass... What the hell? Is that a fire-breathing pony? Man, there's so much happening, I don't even know what to comment on, Jesus. Did he get hit by the writing? Oh, so that's how he also mutated. Dude, this looks visually amazing. What the hell? This show just never gets... This show never looks bad, I swear to God. And it feels like it's getting better visually in this second season as
But at
well.
least your loyal, hard-working gargoyles saved your life.
It will take years to rebuild. I must begin again. What are you waiting for? Up, up.
Aw.
Job security.
Hell yeah!
You could have done that the whole time.
Yeah, I just wanted you to finish the flashback. The stories make me warm inside.
You know what makes me warm inside?
Tamales.
I love these two, dude. They're so likable. They're so fun and likable. And it's kind of weird how that's the perspective from which we watch the flashback about the origin of the turtles, and I actually did not expect that this episode is going to be the one to give us that, but it was pretty cool. All things considered, it was pretty cool. I did enjoy that, but I honestly kind of wish at the same time that it was focusing a little bit more on the actual gargoyles and it was an episode about them, because like I said, they're very entertaining characters. And at this point, I've watched the origin of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in... I mean, have we seen it in the 1987 series? I guess we kinda do in the intro. We might have like gotten an actual visual in like the first or second episode, but it's been a while and I've forgotten. But let's say that we have. I've seen it in the 2003 series, I've seen it in the 2012 series, so like... how many times do we need to see that? Like, you know? Like, sure, there are aspects of their origin here that are really cool. I like that they are connected to the villain, the main villain of this series so far. That's kind of something similar to the 2014 movie. And I don't necessarily mind that idea, you know, them having a more personal connection rather than, oh, this is the bad guy that the Turtles usually fight, you know? I like that there's more of a connection rather than just Splinter and Shredder, because to me that kind of makes the story otherwise. If the conflict is between Splinter and Shredder first and foremost, it kind of makes Splinter more of the main character, and I don't necessarily think it doesn't work like that. Like, it's still fine as a story, like we saw in the 2012 series, but to me it's more interesting when it's a conflict between the Turtles and Shredder, first and foremost, with Splinter being involved, but not necessarily being the main drive of that conflict. Because like in the 2012 series, it was like that. And it just felt to me like the Turtles were like an unnecessary, like... I don't know how exactly to describe, but it felt like the Turtles could have easily not fought the Shredder, you know? Like, it feels like they didn't necessarily have a personal stake in that conflict between Splinter and Shredder. But yeah, I like what we got in this episode. The visuals of the show continue to be amazing. And I feel like in this season, especially, we're getting, like, kind of like super fast-paced sequences with amazing visuals that are honestly really hard for me to, like, keep up with and keep reacting to. Because, like, I you know how I kind of generally, like, love going on extended, like, speeches, let's call it, after reacting to something. And with this kind of, like, fast sequences, it's kind of hard for me, you know? But it's still so visually satisfying of a show. I really, really love it in that regard. It's amazing. But in episodes like this, I really once again wish that this show was doing like 20-minute long episodes instead of the 11-minute long ones, because I feel like this would have been such an impactful episode, so much more impactful, like we saw in the season 1 finale and season 2 premiere. If this was like that, this would have been genuinely like one of the best episodes of this show for me. As it stands, I enjoy it, it's fun, but it is about as fun as any other episode of this show has been in the last 30 episodes, so not particularly exceptionally like fun, but entertaining. Like, I'm not bored. But yeah, I don't know. Still, I feel like it was kind of like not necessarily filled with much stuff that I didn't already know about the show, because we already teased about the creation of the Turtles, we already talked about who created them and how they are Lujitsu's actual, like, biological descendants in a way, because they have his DNA in them. But yeah, it feels like it was just visualizing information that we already knew. Like, the most entertaining aspect of this episode for me was the gargoyles, for sure. And they barely were in the episode as well, surprisingly. But it's still fine for what it is. And in terms of rating, I'm still gonna give it a solid 9.1 out of 10. I think it's still fine. It's still visually amazing. It still had a couple of really exciting action moments. But I just feel like it felt rushed, is what I'm trying to say. It just felt rushed. It didn't really have enough time to breathe with what the story it was trying to tell us, so it kind of just felt very, very rushed. And I'm not gonna lie, the fact that John Cena seems to not be voicing Baron Draxum anymore does kind of disappoint me, because like I said, it's already happened once with another villain in another show that I watched, and I don't understand why the guy doesn't commit to his roles long term. Like, what the hell? You either play that character every time it shows up, or you don't play them at all. I'd rather not play characters at all. But yeah, whatever. It's just that the connection that I had built with John Cena playing Baron Draxum, like, there was certain charisma to the character and pompousness and feeling of untouchability that he had that is just not there. And maybe in some later appearances, maybe they will find some other voice actor that actually is more of his own thing, instead of just kind of trying to emulate John Cena. And I end up enjoying that voice actor more, like what happened with Leonardo in the 2012 series. If you guys don't remember, at first he was played by one actor, then that actor was replaced with somebody who sounds close enough, and then after that it was replaced with somebody completely different who sounds completely different. And I honestly like that version of Leonardo the most. When he changed his voice from like the end of season 2 onwards, he was so much more compelling as a character. But I don't think that's going to be the case with Baron Draxum. I don't think we're going to get like somebody better than John Cena playing the character and me enjoying it that much more. But it is what it is. Still a fun episode. Can't wait to get into the next one. Before we end this video though, I do want to ask you, what did you guys think of this episode? So comment those down below and let's have a discussion about this. And also, I want to give a huge shout out to my currently 4 patrons on Patreon. Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, Corby Dead, and Drew. Thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me and have continued to support me for such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not already know. That will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do in my videos. That thing being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman, though I am unsure at the moment and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people. But that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country, with a family that won't really ever accept the fact that I'm trans if they ever found out, it's not really feasible or easy for me to transition here with minimal to no repercussions. So that's why I would really, really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything. I don't want you to feel like you have to help me. So if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's okay. Don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me get out of this situation. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge support and help the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!